Hello, good day. I'm back with another live stream. Just checking if everything is okay. Yeah, I think everything is good. So I have the music playing. I have the live stream set up. So you guys could also hear me. So yeah, I'm back with another live stream. Trying to grow my platform. And kind of just put myself out there as a Vive coder, as a software developer, and as an influencer in the game. So um, I just wanted to come back with another video. So right now I'm actually working on FolderCopilot. That's the last thing I was working on, and I was working on it like for the past few days. It's really the preview that I'm trying to fix. So FolderCopilot was basically a project that has been getting signups and stuff. But what it does, it allows people to generate folder structures. And what I realized is that folders are a big part of software development. Like all of the roots, all of the files, or everything is in folders. So it's like if you could, it's definitely a good part of if the environment to be in, because like a lot of people use it. But right now I've been getting signups, but what I need to work on is the code editor feature. I think it would be a great feature to have, but right now the preview is not working. So I'm actually trying to fix the preview. So right now I was working with Claude and Cursor to fix it, but they're still having problems with it. So we're going to be trying to fix that today. I just gave Claude some information, and it's supposedly doing some work right now to figure out what's going on with the files. I think Cursor was trying to zip a file up to give it, but Cursor seemed like it didn't do a good job with zipping up the file. So I decided to get the folder tree. So the thing with FolderCopilot is that it actually has a desktop app that I created. It's not, you can't get it right now, but it has some really cool features. Like for one, it's able to browse the local folders, and you could kind of get like a preview of your code and stuff that that you could kind of use. I think something is wrong. That's not the right FolderCopilot. Not sure why FolderCopilot is doing that. Folder. Great. So basically, FolderCopilot is, it's a really great desktop app to have on your tool belt. Like for one, it kind of gives you code like this that you could just it's able to preview your code and stuff, and then you could connect it to the web version of the FolderCopilot app, but there's like a misalignment with that right now because I was doing some work on it. Now you're kind of able to do, like, you have the assistant that you could talk to, you have the templates that you could work with. Like, for instance, this is a spatial statistics template that I think if you click it like this, you get this. So Folder Copilot was a good app, and then you could export your files and save as template, and there's custom tab. So Folder Copilot is not doing bad, it's doing okay. It's just that the desktop version, I probably should try to focus on it more. But I've been trying to work on the web version for a while, but it's really useful, like when you're trying to get information like a file tree, something like that. So I think Claude did some work on the extracting the files. It's saying thank you, detailed update. Let me analyze. So let me extract the zip. Found it. The template file is correct. Line 5 is the opening. This means the corruption is happening during the transformation pipeline, not in the template file. Let me check the preview generator to understand the transformation flow. Let me search for where the type annotations are being removed incorrectly. Actually, I got the actual code in here. So supposedly Claude found something. So what I need to do is I would copy what it's saying to the cursor. I've been having cursor do the edits. So once it's finished, then I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna copy this critical fix markdown file that he created, and then I'm gonna give that to cursor, and then cursor is gonna like kind of scrutinize that, and then it's gonna tell us what it thinks about what Claude's suggestion says. So I'm gonna copy this, then I'm gonna be like, this is what Claude said. And then I'm gonna paste that. And then I'm gonna get the markdown file. And I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna paste this also into cursor. And then we're gonna see what cursor says. If it's I probably should have given it a more detailed prompt, but I just said this is what Claude said. Because obviously it's probably gonna be like, okay, it didn't even check if Claude's fix is correct, but it should have, So right now it's supposedly implementing Claude's fix, and I guess this is a much better way to implement Claude's fix, because Claude doesn't have access to editing the files like Cursor does in this setup. So right now we're just letting Claude tell us what to do and see if that works until we get the bug fixed. It's really a preview bug. I think the preview would be a great thing to have to let people use the platform. So like I did a lot of work on the preview recently. Like for instance, I had the preview set up really nice where you could see all of the project, the past projects over here, and then you could close that out like that, and then it toggles like this back. And it toggles like this back. Seems like there's a bug in the UI or something, but But that works really nice. And then even the chat, for instance, if I get one of these chats that has like a lot of stuff in it, let me see. This chat, if you look at this chat, you see that the chat panel is working really nice. So this is going to be really useful for people that are trying to like start out with vibe coding. Then they have the folder tree. They will realize that folders are a huge part of coding. So I think I was working on the user interface. There's also a diff. There's also a diff, but right now the diff is saying that this file doesn't have a previous version, so you wouldn't be able to see the diff for that. Now you could download you could download the zip, the entire project, So FolderCopilot editor is coming along real well. It just needs the preview to be fixed. And once that's fixed, then I think a lot of people might start using it. It gets a lot of signups and stuff, like people sign up to use it. So let's see what Cursor says. It said the fix immediately after, which is the right time because type annotations have been removed. Code structure is still intact. It catches the issue before other transformations can corrupt it further. The fix uses character by character approach to find function name, follow new line. So now I'm gonna keep the fixes and then I'm gonna push it to GitHub myself. I realized that Cursor using too many automations is not a good thing because it can actually kind of cause more problems in the long run. So I'd like to just keep some commands over there like that I could copy to the command line. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do git status first. Let's see, and I'm gonna push everything to git. Let me see. When that's running, let me see what the live stream is doing. Wow, I have 5 views. That's crazy. 5 views. Concurrent viewers. 2 and 1. That's really cool. People are coming through. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe I should try to do this more often. But yeah, I'm trying to fix FolderCopilot. It needs some work. So let's see how the push went. It went through, so now we can refresh FolderCopilot. See what happens. Previous still not working. Still not working. So let's see why it's not working. Got a new error. Let's give that to Claude, and then we're gonna give it to the cursor also. It's where the cursor works. They have like this little small panel over here, and then all of the rest of the screen doesn't really move like that. Like even the middle screen, it only shows one or two changes. It doesn't really update any files or anything. Even like say for instance the markdown, like because this big space is just empty. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. I guess I could close it down like this, but that doesn't make any sense. Maybe I could make all of them equals. But all of the action happens over in this small little panel. See what God is saying. Seems like the user interface is not working so well. What God says. So we're gonna go with cursors fixed because it's able to edit the files directly, and then we're gonna just add that. Let's copy these three commands to push it. I'm not even sure if I should be exposing this stuff. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm gonna try to set up my live streams to be much safer. Maybe I could make my stuff smaller, I guess. That's a way to do it. So it doesn't render properly or something. I don't know. It doesn't show like everything on the screen. But I definitely want to start showing you guys what I do as a vibe coder, you know, because I think there's a lot of opportunity there. So that's why I'm trying to do it. Let me see what's going on with the audio. Let me see what's going on with the case. It's working. So this new push sent it to Vercel, and they're building it right now. I think it went through. So we're gonna refresh the screen and see if our project is showing. Still not working. Like there's a lot of errors in because it's a compiler, there's a lot that goes into the compiler, because basically what it does, it's spinning up a complete app so that the person could see what they're building, and there's a lot that goes into that. So we're going to continue to try to get this fixed. So let me copy this cursor, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy Claude's plan that it gave also for the previous error, and then we're gonna show cursor what Claude said that he thought it was, and that way then we could possibly have them try to work together, because this is not only other way we could do it is we'd have to copy everything into one file first, like this. I guess it doesn't make a difference, but what we do is we possibly create like a file like this, then paste that there, and then what we do is we would kind of go down like that, and then we'll get the files that Claude did, like it did this one. So we'll copy this, and we'll paste this, and then we'll go back and copy the second file, and then we'll go down, paste that, and then we'll copy this, then we'll go down, and we'll select all, then we'll say this was what Claude suggested. For the previous error, and we'll paste this. See if that helps us. So I don't know if you guys want to share stuff that you're working on. It would be great if people do that. But definitely be great if you guys shared what you were working on, so that we could no, we don't want to talk to ChatGPT right now because it's not gonna help us with this stuff. So let's see, cursor is thinking about what I sent it. I don't really like coding with cursor because it's able to just edit my stuff, and I don't really like that. And I think sometimes it hallucinates too, so it's probably messing up my code worse than what it was before. You never even know, but hopefully it's not, because I built FolderCopilot like from scratch by myself. I don't want it to mess everything up with it. But this feature was just one feature inside of FolderCopilot. It's not the entire app, it's just the code editor. The real features of FolderCopilot is like this core syllabus. You could get a folder core structure for your core syllabus. You could get for a dev project here, instead of using the code editor, you could just prompt and select some stuff from here to get a folder structure. If you just want something, to start out from, depending on your level and everything, that you have these different tabs. You have an assistant that kind of helps you with that too. You have these templates that I did some work on, so now the templates are working correctly. For instance, if I click this template, it renders over here. You're able to see what's inside of that template. Then you have a code tab that is basically the same code editor tab, but it shows all of the projects here that you could select from. And then you have a community tab that you could comment and stuff, and kind of just reach out to the other people that might be using FolderCopilot. You might possibly want to ask them a question, like you might create a new thread, and then after you create, you could create a title, and you could say, I'm working on this project and stuff, and somebody might see it and respond to you. So yeah, there's some really cool features outside of the code editor. And then you have the desktop app also that I talked about. I showed you guys it was working fine. So yeah, it's FolderCopilot is not a bad app. It actually plays the same music that I'm playing right now in the music tab, but it's under pro features right now, so you'd have to upgrade. And it has the dark theme and the light theme, depending on the kind of feel that you want. So FolderCopilot is not a bad app. It's definitely something that's pretty useful. Let's see what cursor is saying now. If it's able to find the error. It says added multiple patterns around remove orphan spans. Specific pattern, general pattern, fixed JSX, placeholder restoration. These changes should remove the orphan tags. This error should be resolved. If the issue persists, the console logs will help identify what's happening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this message and see what Claude says about what Cursor did. I'm gonna say this is what Cursor did. And then I'm gonna go to Git status. Oh, it didn't get. No. Okay, it found it. Then I'm gonna copy this push command. I'm just gonna paste all three so I don't have to do them all. Probably should put the Git status there too. And it's gonna push everything to GitHub. So let's see what it's pushing that. Claude is working on what it's working on. So now let's see what's going on with my live stream if anybody else came through. No, nobody else is here. But that's cool, Doesn't have to be. People doesn't have to come out if they don't want to, Like right now, nobody's showing up, but that's okay. just trying to build a community of vibe coders and stuff. Anybody that wants to comment and like and share, they could do that. Sorry about yarning on the live like this, guys. So this is one of my other apps that I created. So this is vibemarketingstudio.com, and it also has two domains, vibeflyers.com. So I'm probably gonna have to get rid of the vibeflyers.com eventually, but it's not a bad domain. But basically, it has this cool music player. I hope you guys like it. It's pretty cool, right? That you could kind of just play music on when you're working on your projects and everything. And then it has all these other features that is about marketing. It's probably one of the sickest platforms that has been vibe coded. No joke. Um, I could show you some other features that it has. Like, let me see if I could open this in a new tab. Um, so Vibe Flyers had some really sick features. It has I think Superbase turned off my thing, but I don't even know what the fuck is wrong with Superbase. But it has a real social media platform that you could create your own profile on right here. And then once you create your profile, you could comment, you could like, you could share and everything. You could share like that. You could like, and even if you refresh the screen, that like is there. It's not gone. See, it's there. It's stored in the database. I created this app myself from scratch, and it's one of the sickest apps, you guys. I just need to go back to show you some of the other features. But one feature that's crazy is the Vibe Studio. That basically what it does is it allows people to get support for the apps that they're building through a community of people that share and stuff and get paid to do it, and it has a AI assistant over here. But this was one of my platforms that I was working on. So you guys should continue working on your projects, because people are gonna be creating stuff to help you guys when you're trying to build what you're building. See what the push was completed. So that was completed, and then we're gonna go back to the code editor. We're gonna go back to see what the preview is doing. Still not working. So the preview is still not working. Maybe I shouldn't be working on a preview. Because Cursor doesn't have one, right? Why should I have one? give this to Claude also. See what it says. And continue with cursor. We should close that GitHub. But yeah, I'm building up my platforms, trying to get users and stuff. I could show you guys, I've been getting a few users, but right now because it's the live stream, I don't want to show some things. But I've been getting users. So we're going to push cursor's changes, but we wanted to kind of show what Claude was saying. But we wasn't able to get it in right this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to just go to git status. We're going to push these changes to GitHub. So those changes are being pushed right now. And I'm just going to go through and see what kind of emails I've been getting. I hope you guys like the music. There's a few more tracks. Seeing that this one is on repeat. Seems like somebody just came on the live and got off because I was yarning. Oh, that's crazy. I need to stop yarning like that. Need to get some coffee. Get some coffee and kind of take the live stream thing real seriously. To kind of market my apps and stuff. But this was one of my apps that I created. Comes in really handy, dog food in it, Just using it myself to use it to help me with my stuff, right? As a developer, that's what they call dog food, and that's a really crazy term they came up with, dog food, and I'm like, man, that's an interesting term. Yeah, we need to dog food our own apps because if nobody's gonna use it, then we have to use it. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm dog fooding my app. So the build failed. Man, that's messed up. Build failed. See why the build failed. So the build failed, this is a catch-all types. So okay, this gives us a perfect opportunity to show what Claude was suggesting. So we're gonna say the build failed. Also, this was what Claude said. We're just gonna copy these two things. I don't think we have to do much to show it. We'll just probably just choose something like this to show the differentiation, and then just like a few more to show the next file. So the simple fix markdown. Alright, so let's see if that helps Cursor to fix the build, and let us see if we could get this preview back working, because it worked for like a short time, for like a few pages. Because the thing with spinning up an app inside of an app is it takes a lot of development to do it. I don't even know why I tried to do it, because there is like serverless and server side, and sometimes servers like serverless. Vercel is a serverless place where you could push your app to. So spinning up an app inside of Vercel, which is serverless, is not possible for Next.js apps. So I would have to use some sort of transpiler to kind of get it working and stuff. But then what we were doing is we were doing Next.js, and then we were converting all of those Next.js TypeScript code into HTML to project them. So that's why we're getting so many errors. So supposedly it said this is gonna help fix it. Do the git status, and then you're gonna copy this push, so we could push it to GitHub. And Vercel could load the new project that we just pushed. I'm gonna go back and see if it builds this time. So it's building. Okay. So it's building right now. Hopefully it doesn't start the build process again because of an error. It's the worst thing to when you're trying to make a change and it doesn't build. I think that's one of the worst parts of coding, because you're gonna have to figure out why is it not building properly. And then the error that you're trying to fix, it's not going to be able to be fixed because the build is not even working. So you have two errors instead of one to try to fix now. But the builds went through this time, so let's see if the preview is working. You guys are probably like, man, like this is the worst process ever, right? It is the worst process ever. It didn't work. So we're gonna have to copy this, and then we're gonna paste it into Cursor. What we're gonna do is that we're not gonna paste we're gonna paste it into Cursor. We're gonna also paste it into Claude. See what Claude says, and then when Claude gives us back it starts, then we're gonna copy that into Cursor. But we don't want Cursor to use Claude's suggestion. We want it to use it as another opinion, you know. I think Claude is working on what it thinks is the problem. It says, I see the error is still the same. The missing open base fix hasn't been applied yet. Let me help you step implementation. So it thinks this fix didn't apply. Sometimes cursor has problems editing files. Let me see. But we're gonna try to get what Claude set into it too. Gonna be like this is the new error log after Claude after pushing to Git. I also provided Claude AI opinion as as another opinion. These solutions are not gonna do it. I don't even know. Let me just send that to, and we're gonna go to Git status. Git status, and we're gonna copy this all four of them. Git status, git add, git commit, git push. This way we don't have to type all these four commands, you know. But I think I might not should be putting git status there, because maybe the change didn't work or something, you know, the change didn't go through. So it's probably not a good thing to put all four of them at once, because they were meant to be separated. Okay, so that went through, and let me refresh my screen to see. Fix didn't work. Okay, so we need to regroup because this is not working, this is not working. Yeah. So, where are we now? The preview is still working. So, sorry, I shouldn't be on in front of the camera like this. You didn't understand what I was talking about. I was actually talking about this file. It has like a summary of different things. Like at the top it has some steps. Like these were leveled. So step 6 is using a Next.js preview in serverless. Use edge functions or containerized preview servers, or use a service that can run Next.js dev servers. That's what I was. And then you have make the transformation smarter. Use AST based transformations instead of regex. Convert Next.js patterns. Detect Next.js preview. Well, let's push this one last stupid ass thing that cursor thinks, because it doesn't listen. I asked it a question, it gave me code. Like man, like this thing is so stupid. But fix added in transform for browser. Run during code transformation. Runs before embedding main code. Final fix. Console logs. When you see the preview, check the browser console for preview. Checking for missing opening brace. The code might not be reaching those functions. The pattern might not be matching. There might be in a different component. Test the preview console. I don't know why it didn't have logs all along. I need to go. So we're gonna do some comprehensive changes after this because this thing has been killing us for like a while. Okay, so right, so now we know that that's the file. I had to do git status separately, so it's pushing that. Let's see what. So Cloud had its own idea of what it should be. So that built properly, and then still not working. I'm gonna take a 5 minute break. There's no way to stop the live. See if I can take. Oh. Okay, I'm back. So the build. This was the build. We're trying to fix this error, but what happened was didn't fix it. So we tried to refresh the screen and it didn't work. So this is our new error. None of our projects are loading in preview. The worst thing is all of them have different errors. As of they're trying to convert all HTML to XJS to HTML in the. I don't even know if this is out. We tried a lot of stuff. It's like everything is corrupted. Let us try to see if we could fix this one for this specific project. That's not the way. That's the best approach to do it. We have to find a better way. But for now, we're just gonna refresh the screen. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna tell Claude, and we're gonna copy Claude's instruction, but we're also gonna try to we're gonna say to cursor. That wasn't what we were talking about. Okay, that didn't work. we need to I was asking about this error. I was asking about the plan. So we're gonna copy this instead of all of that stuff. We're gonna copy this. And there was also another set of files at the bottom. You need to copy from here. Don't want to show that part in it. Status. This is so dumb, man. I'm telling you. I'm never gonna fix this thing. It's writing code when I'm trying to talk to it. So stupid. So fucking stupid. Let's see how my stream is doing. Nobody's here. That's okay. It's all about sharing the projects and letting people, if they want to be a part of the stream. It's not about like somebody's in the stream or something like that. So saying your system. What's working? Preview is rendering. The missing brace fix resolve the immediate issue. Systematic pipeline is enabled. Template rendering is improved. Added iterative cleanup to prevent artifacts. Enhanced template rendering. Added multipass cleanup. Circuit assemble. Removed artifacts at the source. Created improvement plan. Document in preview system. Next steps. See what it's doing? It's still fucking with me. It's so stupid. It's not even making any sense, man. Not even making any sense. So fucking stupid. It's so dumb, man. Yeah, it's so dumb. think somebody's on the live. Yeah, so today I'm working on fixing FolderCopilot. FolderCopilot is a platform that I created to help different people to build folders for different purposes. So today we're working on a code editor, which is basically a complete development environment that you could build apps on. It has some really cool features. Um, right now the preview is not working, so that's what we're trying to fix. But it's able to generate different different projects, and you could see the folder structure. We call ourselves FolderCopilot, so that's a big part of what we do. And for example, here's like more comprehensive projects that it has created in the past. It has some really cool interfaces, like the chat interface is pretty cool. Everything is wrapped properly. Everything shows up. It doesn't run off the page. I was working on those stuff recently. We try to make it responsive to even smaller screens and stuff like that too. Like not like it should actually be better than this. It's because of some issues. But I'm gonna fix the crossbar at the top to get that fixed. But like say for instance, if you did inspect, it should be responsive. But the top, that I fixed that recently. I don't know how that got stopped working. That was something that was fixed before, um, but these were wrapped really nicely. So if you're scrolling and you click something, it's supposed to render and bring you back to where you were searching at. If you're like looking for a past project or something, so it could be like it's pretty useful. It's not bad. But the only thing is the preview is not working. The preview is broken. So we're trying to fix the preview so that you could be able to see what you're building. Right now it's not working. So that's what we're trying to fix. And I'm live streaming. I'm gonna start live streaming more to show my projects and get people to be a part of the community. There is a Discord link at the top that you could join our Discord, and you could be a part of the FolderCopilot community. FolderCopilot gets users sign up like every day, like every other day. People sign up to use FolderCopilot, so it's a growing platform. There is also a desktop app, so it's pretty cool. It has some really cool features. The desktop app. So once everything is working, I think the desktop app is actually really good. But I've been doing a lot more work on the web version of it. But FolderCopilot is going to be a really good startup because it has some really cool features and people sign up every day to use it. Even recently I got a sign up. So we're trying to encourage people to build their platforms, and that's why I decided to start live streaming and try to encourage people to create something. So the bill went through that I pushed to GitHub, but it does seem like it didn't fix the error that we had, which was an error in the preview. That's what we're trying to fix. It's like preview is not rendering, and that's a huge thing because as human beings we like to see. We're visual creatures, and if the preview is not working, that's going to be a big problem for developers because they want to see what they're doing. They want to see what they're building. And if the preview is not working, then it's going to be a huge turnoff for somebody that's trying to build something. So I'm trying to work on the preview, get it working. Because the thing is, like, a lot of people don't realize it, but Lovable, Replit, ChatGPT, and all these different platforms, V0, there's a lot more room in the game for another developer platform, and that's where FolderCopilot comes in. It's a lot of people might want to start out with something smaller like FolderCopilot to build their apps from. So that's why I'm trying to get a preview working. Once the preview is working, then FolderCopilot is gonna start really doing a lot more, And when people use it, then they're gonna be more interested in the features as they realize that this thing doesn't it's not lying. It does show what I'm building. It does represent what I'm trying to design and stuff like how these other platforms would. So the preview is like it's basically a compiler, so it's not working right now because of a lot of errors that's in it. So that's what I'm trying to fix. So copy. So after that, we're gonna go back to cursor. Cursor supposedly said that it fixed it, but it didn't, because let me see what it's saying. What we just did, we enhanced the template rendering, added multipass cleanup, remove artifacts, and it created a markdown file. Still didn't work. And the thing is, these were stuff that we've been working on. It's saying long-term support Next.js preview and serverless. I'm like, man, that's generate code format based on preview. Yeah, right now FolderCopilot was supposed to be like a Next.js app builder, but that's not how you generate code. You generate code based on what the client wants. It's not based on the preview type. Doesn't make any sense. Like, creating a preview takes a lot. AST based transformation, replace fragile art rejects with Babel AST. Medium term. That's what we've been working on. Like, what is it saying? Like, we've been doing all of these things. So stupid. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna say, can you explain to me why you are talking as if we haven't attempted all of these fixes before? I hope it doesn't start coding again like it did the last time. That's what it's been doing. Like, you ask it something, it starts writing code. I'm like, man, I didn't even ask it to write any code. We have tried many of these before, reviewing what already in place, what actually needed. You're right. We've tried many of these before. Checking what's actually happening. See, it's so stupid. Like, I can't even remember what it did. The AI is not. I actually built all of FolderCopilot from AI, but it still needs a long way to go. Acknowledge we've tried many of these before. You're right. We've tried many of these before. Acknowledging we've tried many of these before. Checking what's actually happening. What's actually happening? Systematic pipeline enabled but failing and falling back to legacy. Okay, so the systematic, suppose the best fix is failing, so we're gonna have to figure out why or whatever, right? Legacy transformation. That is what's breaking. All the rejects fixes. Missing brace fix just added and breaking. Yeah, this is crazy. The real question, what do you need right now? I need the freaking thing to work. Jesus Christ, man. This thing is so fucking stupid. It's not even. Hey, is the preview still broken? If so, what error are you seeing? Is the preview working? And you want to improve the architecture? Something else? The systematic pipeline exists but isn't being used because it fails validation and falls back to legacy. Legacy is what's breaking. What should we focus? Okay, so why is the systematic pipeline failing? That's what we need to find out. Why is the systematic pipeline failing? I don't even know why I'm building it. I don't even know why I'm working on FolderCopilot. The worst thing is it's the only app that has gotten like over 50 signups organically. So I know that there is something there. I think it might be in the preview. The preview might be the game changer for FolderCopilot. Actually, why is the systematic pipeline failing? And it's gonna start coding stuff. I didn't even ask it to code anything. This is so stupid. Checking why the pipeline fails. The pre-validation stage may be too strict. It flags unresolved mustache placeholders as errors, causing the pipeline to fail. Fixing this. I don't even know what it's talking about. But anyways, let's move on from this stupid AI shit. See if we could figure out what's wrong. Fixes applied. Remove mustache placeholder. Check the pre-validation. They're expected in templates. Made validation errors warning not fatal. Made transformation errors warning pipeline continues. Changes success check to use transform output instead of error count. The pipeline should now work instead of always failing back. It will continue even if some stages have warnings. Only fall back if transformation complete fails. No output. Log warnings by debugging. Test the preview and check console for pipeline is working. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to create a script to test the entire pipeline. But we're gonna do that after we send this changes to GitHub to see if Cursor knows what he's talking about. Oh, I got 2 users, but they're gone now. Happy you guys came around for a while. Okay, so what is in the stream? It's okay. So let's see, code editor. We're gonna go to our previous project to see. Didn't work. See what the logs are saying. Let's create a complete pipeline script test with very comprehensive logging to track down what's causing the pipe to fail. Here is your last logs. And then let's go to copy this error message. Let's copy the entire thing. Close this up. So we're working on the script so that it could figure out what's the problem with the preview. But maybe I should switch gears and try to focus on building another part of my ecosystem. Maybe I should do that. Kind of build out the editor itself and make it more comprehensive. Preview is one thing. Maybe I should do some deep research on previews. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna ask Scott to do. Can you do deep research on previews and code previewers? Previewers such as the one I am trying to build, but also can you provide a prompt I can use to ask Manus and Chat GPT to create, to ask them to do deep research. Also, this way we have more information to track down the error by finding out where the error is, by finding out how other compilers work. It's probably a good thing to do that, do some research. So it said created a debug system and added a missing brace fix to the pipeline summary. Debug script that bugs speech pipeline. What do you see? When you test a preview, you'll see the log. Integrated debug mode automatically runs when feature grading detected in the code. Can be enabled with debug pipeline eagle tree. Okay, so I'm gonna add this environmental variable to Vercel, and then we're gonna push the changes and everything. Settings. I probably shouldn't be showing this thing on the screen. Jesus Christ. Shit. Because people have been trying to hack my system recently. Let me see. Because maybe that doesn't matter, but I need to be more careful. I just need to add one thing into the environmental variables. we're gonna save this change. Debug pipeline equal true. Dismiss. So after we do that, then we're gonna go back to so we push those changes, and then we're gonna go back to deployments, and we're gonna see what this one does. So we push that to GitHub. It should be working. Okay, so it did push, and then so we're gonna refresh the screen. Supposedly the pipeline, I don't know where it said the pipeline where it was working, but let me go back to the instructions. Provide detailed console logs for each stage. So I don't know if that's what it's looking for, but let's go to easier and see if we could get some logs from here. Maybe that could help us. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it into cursor to see if that helps. That's not how it should have done. It should have created an endpoint that I could just go to. I don't even know what's wrong. Let's leave it as cursor. Okay, so that was sent to Git. So now we're just gonna wait to see if it builds and find a new error. If they, and oh, if it's working. So let's just wait for that. That didn't work. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Copy. I think we're gonna have to use the Next.js previewer, but I don't know if that's something that costs money or something. Claude was doing some research for me. So Claude was doing some research that I'm just reading right now for. It did React Preview System research, and it did AI research prompts. This is what I need to copy into I need to copy this into this one is for the ChatGPT and this is for Claude. For Perplexity. Yeah, Perplexity is, I don't know if I forgot Perplexity. For Gemini. For GitHub Copilot code focus research. But once I do all of this research, what am I going to do with it, you know? Because we need to figure out what's going on with this thing. And TypeScript transformation analytics. This is another file that you created. The TypeScript type annotation, deep technical analysis. Problem statement. We don't want to do this anymore because that's why we're going to have to create the Next.js serverless implementation, because this is not fixing the error, you know. Let's see what Cursor said. I didn't log in. The issue is that the remove all type definition called in stage 5 may remove the opening brace. When removing type annotations, adding a save to check to restore it. I did log into stage 5.5. When you test the preview, check server logs, not the browser console, for pipeline stage 5.5 fixing missing braces. Is missing brace pattern, match pattern fixed. When the fix is applied, it might be skipped. The log will show whether the staging is running. Please test if you're ready to initiate the server. So we're gonna push all of these to GitHub. We're not gonna copy. Waste our time. See. So I just pushed those changes to GitHub. So now we're waiting on the changes. But let us change the track to a different track to show you guys what my music tool could do that I created myself. Second track that it has. Yeah, we're just gonna let it play. Yeah, this one is not bad, right? Takes a while to start. Preview is still not working. But it said we should go to the actual deployment runtime logs to see why it's not working. So that's what we're gonna do. But let's make sure we click the right one, you know. We don't want to click the wrong thing and then Okay, so I did that. So I need to copy those logs back to cursor plus the logs from the browser. And let us go to perplexity. We're gonna copy the cloud from perplexity fast because we can't even do many stuff with too many tools running, you know. So I'm gonna do the research in perplexity. Just go to the perplexity prompt. Right. So we're gonna fill cursor with research today to fix this. That's what we're gonna do today, man. We're gonna some crazy stuff today. Alright. To get a new tab started. You get this prompt. Close this one out. So perplexity is doing its thing. But we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna start up anymore as yet because we don't want to crash the server while cursor is working on its solution right now. Log show the future git starts with the export function, but has open and brace false. A page move stage 5. So the brace is removed before the pipeline. Checking where components are extracted and transformed. The debug tech rejects may be too strict. The log show feature git start with export function, but the check log show feature git start export function feature git. But the bug checker reports as open and brace false because the rejects doesn't count for export. Fixing the rejects to add and final safety check. Log show feature git start export. I did log in to check where the fix runs. Log show feature git starts with it. So I push those to Git, and then we're gonna check on what Perplexity is doing for the research. So we're gonna copy this research to a new text document. This is the entire research. Looks pretty short to me. Let's see what. Maybe it is the entire thing. It looks pretty short on the text document, but most browser based. So that's where it starts at. Right, so that's what it has there. So we could close Perplexity out because we don't want it to crash the browser. And then we might open up a ChatGPT deep research next, and then just minus. I'm not gonna do too much research because after that it suggested that I do because that would be four. So let me see if I could start the ChatGPT one. And you don't want to over research, Claude ChatGPT deep research. Okay. All right. So we're gonna open up a ChatGPT, do some deep research for us. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to do some deep research. Um, I told it to do deep research and it did short research. Doesn't even make any sense. This thing is so stupid. It doesn't listen to what you ask it to do. I said deep research. I said deep research. Dumbass. Uh, it's like I have to click it right here. I can't do it that way. Stop. 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 It doesn't listen, so I'm gonna have to click the deep research thing and do it this way. Deep research. That's seems like that's the only way to talk to these things nowadays. They don't listen. Jesus Christ. I don't know why it's always asking questions when you ask it to research something. It's asking like 10 questions for you to for you to even start the research. So now Claude is going to give us the answers. Jesus Christ, how is this gonna like? What? How could this be the answer to ChatGPT's question? Jesus, it's a lot of shit. Hmm. I think it messed up somewhere. I was trying to do the research here, but I'm not supposed to do it like this. It's not the right way to do it. For some reason, my computer can't manage ChatGPT. There's like a bug inside of ChatGPT. It's like it doesn't work right, you know. But let's see what, did we push? We might have pushed something to cursor to GitHub 7 minutes ago. So right now, ChatGPT is doing some research for us, and it's saying that our method is flawed because we're using regex, and regex is fragile. So we might have to like switch up our game in regards to like, making the preview right, because what we're creating is a mini TypeScript transpiler. So so that wasn't a real deep research, but it did bring a lot of information to the forefront. So we're gonna have to copy all of this into the research thing that we did. So we need to copy this first one and the second one to the text file that we created. So this was Perplexity's research. And then this is the second research that we did, which was ChatGPT's. You still need to go to the bottom to cover the second set of research it did. And we could close it out because it's gonna break our. I don't want it to break our live session. So I'm gonna paste it into. Alright, so that was that. We covered ChatGPT's research, and now we need to get Manus's research done, and then that's gonna be it. We're not gonna do more research than that. Oh, I didn't know that meta about Manus. What? I can't believe this. I need to I need to research that right now. I didn't know meta about Manus. I didn't know. I, I didn't even know meta about Manus. That's crazy. Man, like this is insane. Key points about the acquisition. The deal was announced in late December 2025. Estimates put the purchase price somewhere between 2 billion and 3 billion. Manus is known for developing an autonomous AI agent that can perform complex multi-step tasks with minimal prompting, a different class of AI compared to typical large language models. Manus moved its headquarters to Singapore after the acquisition. Chinese regulators are reviewing the deal to see if it complies with export control laws because of the company's origins. Meta says the company will continue offering its services and that any Chinese ownership will be eliminated following the merger. This acquisition is part of Meta's broader AI push. Meta has been aggressively investing in AI capabilities and talent, and purchasing autonomous AI startups like Manus fits this strategy. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even know that many about Manus. that's that's good information. What do you guys think about that? You know, do you guys want to build a startup that Meta could buy? Maybe you guys could do it. You know. So Manus or Meta is not doing our research for us. I never thought I would ever say that. I guess it's a good deal, you know. Like Manus might need the money to do what they're doing because they have some good stuff. I'm not, you know, like they have good technology, you know. So I think it's a great deal to do. So cursor is right now cursor is working. It says added the fix from remove all type definition directly into stage 5, so it runs right after stage 5 removes the annotations. This should restore the or open in brace if stage 5 removes it. Summary of changes. Fix logic to stage 515 so it runs immediately after type removal. Enhance login to show actual function signature and whether the pattern matches. This fix would catch the restored opening brace. Yeah, I think when we finish the research, we're gonna find out if this approach is even logical, because it's probably not a good idea to be doing it the way we've been doing it. So Manu said, I've completed the deep technical research on TypeScript. I've analyzed the approaches used by platforms like Code Sandbox, Tablets, and I've provided 3 distinct solutions for your specific destructing issue. AST-based Babel, most robust method that correctly identifies and removes type nodes. Token-based Circrace, the fastest method ideal for real-time previewers used by many industry leaders. Robust rejects, a quick fix that uses brace counting to avoid the common pitfalls of naive rejects. The attached research report contains a detailed analysis, comparison of approaches, and best practices. So I need to copy how many of these documents? Jesus Christ. So this one, I need to copy this one in solution, Bible solution, reject, solution, circrace. I don't know if I need to copy all 3 or what. I think I need to copy all 3. So I'm gonna click copy. And I think it copies it, and we could just paste it directly into the most browser-based this file. This is gonna be a huge file. Maybe I should create 2 of them so that new text file. Put this and copy. Copy. This is not a code file, it's just information. Jesus Christ. So stupid. I should have told it don't provide one document. It shouldn't be in. Let me see. Let me just copy this because this thing doesn't listen. I'm trying to prepare a research document, not code. You're preventing a .js file. Now the thing is, all right. can you write a prompt to hand over the research to cursor? I put everything from God, ChatGPT, and Manus. And perplexity. Now it's going to write the long thing. I didn't even want it to be long. Stupid. It doesn't listen, man. I'm telling you. This thing doesn't listen. I told it, can you write a prompt and over the research to cursor? I have all the research. It's not writing like it has research. I have all the research already. So stupid. It's not even logical, but it's easier it doesn't listen. It doesn't have the research. It's saying it doesn't listen. So stupid. I'm gonna have to save these two files. So stupid. Okay, so these two files are saved. So we're gonna go to cursor and we're gonna paste this dumbass prompt from Manus from God. It doesn't listen, so that's why we have to do it like this. Then we're gonna go to upload image, add context, and 58% context used. Jesus Christ. Doesn't allow us to do it that way. So we're just gonna have to copy and paste these research documents. Control C. See, I told it to. I will upload a research document after this. So just acknowledge and wait. And look, it's writing code. So fucking stupid. I told you to wait. Don't write any code. Don't fuck. I'm now deploying this new deployment. It broke also because it was like an underlying thing that broke before, and it seemed like it didn't fix it because I had stopped it the last time. So let me see if I could push this new edit that Cursor did for us. We just provided with a lot of research, and that's the kind of prompts that you guys should use when you're doing your coding. Make sure you provide stuff if you're using Cursor. I don't really use Cursor. I do a lot of my stuff by myself, like in terms of like coding. Like I would copy my code from the different AI coding systems instead of just letting Cursor edit my code directly. Like this is way hands off than I usually work. I usually do my own code, like coding basically. But I decided to try to see if Cursor could help me fix this preview thing that I was having. Let's see what it did. This does this time. Let's see if it builds. And then once it does that, then we could go back to the browser to see if seems like it's gonna build this time. See, it did. Now we're gonna go back to FolderCopilot. Now we're gonna refresh our screen, and you're gonna look at one of those so none of them worked. So we're still having a huge problem with our code. So let's see. So we just got the log, so we're gonna paste that also. See what Cursor does this time. Error persists. The log show the pipeline runs, but there is a no preview. AST base type will succeed. Message. So the AST base function isn't being called. Stage 5 uses apply fixes get rejects instead of AST function. Checking where the AST function should be called. What I need to research next is how do I create the complete Next.js compiler that is native to Next.js and doesn't need to be transformed from one form to another, from Next.js to HTML. So we're gonna find out. I also wanted to know if this is something that would cost money to do. why was not this why this approach wasn't used from the beginning? Does it cost money to do this? So right now I'm actually just trying to run a code in to figure out what's the error in the build. Um, I just did some research because initially I thought that ChatGPT I thought that it was gonna cost money to do some of this browser based stuff like creating the browser thing so you could see the app, but it actually doesn't really cost anything to do it. It's just the reason why we ended up having this problem is because we didn't use a native Next.js setup from the beginning. We converted the code, which was a Next.js code, and then we decided that we're going to convert it to an HTML, and that's where we got all of the errors from. So now we're gonna have to do a native HTML setup, which is gonna probably cost us time, because we're gonna have to be going back and fixing code and stuff, convert everything over. So Cursor said, so Cursor supposedly said this is gonna work, but we don't really care what Cursor says. Let's see if it works. Seems like something is wrong with our pushes. They're not working. Don't know what's happening.